Y'all are live from wherever the heck I am, Baytown, Texas. It's a dusty No Dust Monday, and we got a guest speaker today, or guest streamer. Uh-oh. There we go. And I'm refreshing already. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do is Jan's got the day off, so we're going to kind of do a collab here and do some building. And we'll probably take turns on the brain phones. And figure out what the heck's going on here. Because I have two Hey, what's going on here? Okay, there we go. That should be working now, I hope. Technical problems. Technical. Tech. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, here's what we did over the weekend. And let me go run over there and show you what we got. Hopefully I still have audio. Do I have audio? Yeah, I got audio. Okay. So what happened was, hopefully you can see this. So what happened was somebody sent us some pre-gravel, and we were having a problem with drainage over here. It'd flood and all this kind of stuff, and it's just all muddy and messy. So we took that pre-gravel and filled it all in around. And we needed to retain it somehow, so we made these little rustic-looking picket fences. Now, yeah, they're a little crooked and all this kind of stuff. Because it's in Texas, everything's going to move anyway. So I want it to age and look like it had been there for a while and it's kind of crooked and all that kind of stuff. My luck, what's going to happen is it's going to start shifting and I'll be able to... Everything will all be all straight and fine and dandy and everything. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut some more pieces and we're going to make some more fencing. And eventually, probably next day or two, we're going to run more fencing down the other way. And kind of close that whole end off over there and make it a little bit nicer. So, my most beautiful and loving wife, Jan, is off work today. And so, what we did was I set up an assembly table over here. And as soon as I get some assembly materials together, we'll be able to put a camera on her, and she can show you how to put them together. But until then, I figure I just go ahead and do a little cutting and do some getting ready in. Hopefully, I'm going to go split like that, and hopefully I won't stand in the way too much. Sorry, there's going to be a lot of noise. We got the air compressor running, and thank you for the host there, Ms. Jan Dollins, which is really cool. And of course, as you can hear, this wouldn't be the No Dust Monday, or this wouldn't be the Two Dogs Barking Workshop without the air compressor running. So what I've done is I've got my crosscut sled, and the first set of cuts I'm going to make are going to be 24 inches, where my stop block is here. Double check it. Yep. And we're going to cut some 24-inch panels, and we're going to cut them down to an inch and a half, rip them down to an inch and a half a little later. And those will be the cross braces. Then I'm going to cut some more of them about a foot long, and we're going to go over to the saw and we're going to notch them so they look kind of dog-eared, and then we're going to split them in half. We're going to resaw them. which is a challenge. And then from there, Jan will have hopefully enough stuff to do some assembly work. And like anything else, the first cut is always a shortcut. And it's done right over here, down to take some of the edge out. It's a little tight in here, but we got more than enough room to move because most of the pieces that we're going to be cutting are small. So hold on to your ear balls, because here goes the saw. And I'll tell you what, that's the quietest table saw I've ever had. Oh, good. The waste management guys are here. I'd be running the dust collection, except it wouldn't do any good because the doggone dust collection hole is plugged up. Did I ever show you my little tip and trick? Over here, as you just saw go by, or may not have, we have waste management here, and they're really bad about dumping in the wrong place. So I keep a can with all the sharp stuff, nails and stuff like that in it, seal it up, tape it up real good so it doesn't bust out, and that's when I throw it into the can. So it's a little harder for these guys to get it all over the street and back into my tires. We got 5 more of these we got to make, right? So I need 6 of these boards, right? Or is it 2 makes 3? I think it's 2 makes 3.
2 makes 3, and then you're short your pieces for the steak.
Yeah. And we need 5? 3, 6. Well, we're going to make 6. Because I'm an overachiever. Oh, hey! Thanks for the host there, Mr. Iggy. How are you? So how are you all? Did you get a chance to see that, what went on over here? Here, let me show you. This is what we did this weekend. Close your eyes so you don't get dizzy. There it is. We laid all that pea gravel that come in. That was a free donation. And then we started building the little picket fences. Hi, Artie. How you doing? That's a bad drainage area there. That's kind of like our front door. It's actually a back door, but we use it all the time. So it came out so good that we decided that we're going to run another line of fencing and probably put some more gravel in just all along the whole side of the house there. And so the boss lady, my most beautiful and loving wife, is here today. And as soon as I get everything broke loose and some stuff cut up, you can watch her put all her stuff, assemble all this stuff. Iggy says hi. She waved back.
I'm posting pictures to Instagram.
Oh, you sent them? I already sent some.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay, so what I did was I set up, and this is the original part of the stock. I've cut up some cedar, and all these are dog-eared planks. And I cut these at 24 inches, which is what's going to be the length of them. And that's going to be the base. Now my next big achievement here is going to be I'm going to set up my block. And man, I might have to put that thing outside. Of course, that doesn't do any good. I got everything open. I can't hear anyway. I'm going to set this block up to 12 inches. Can you see that? Yeah. And then I'm going to run my next set of stock 12 inches. Then we're going to rip them and tear them down and manipulate them. I bet you got a real good shot of my bald spot. I know I've explained this before. Sorry. You never. Hi, Spidey. How you doing? Yeah, it's a dusty, no dust Monday. What happens here is that you never run. I know you can see it in the big camera. You never run this without the throat plate on it. But if I had a vacuum cleaner running, and you talk about noise, the vacuum cleaner won't suck anything underneath here, and you can see a little bit of dust. Dust will be so thick that it would actually lift this up, which is a sled. So what you do is you keep that open, so this way as it comes across, when vacuum's running, it'll suck through here and it'll suck up underneath it. And it keeps it a little bit cleaner. Does this thing fight? I think this one fights. Hang on a second. Well, it helps if I put it in the right spot. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I got a whole bunch of games. Let's see. Got money going? Here we go. Okay. Yeah, it's running. It's supposed to be. Huh. Alright, let's reboot it and see what happens. Alright. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to fire it up again. That's that ink bot. It actually was running pretty good, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Let me get through all these 10 million tons of screens. Oh, we bling-a-linged. Oh. What are you saying, Spidey? Okay, so maybe I'm supposed to do something here to let it play. Let's see. Betting's not on. Heist. Let's see. Oh. Let's see. So I'm fighting myself here. I talk to myself, so why not? Oh no, there it is. Okay, now we got it. Okay, so I have the arena with the fight. I have heist, and I'm supposed to have betting, but it's not working. And one of these days I'll break down and actually allow music requests. Ooh, so it looks to me like somebody's kind of trying to suck up there. Okay. I'm gonna have to cut a lot more of these. One thing about having that kiosk that's nice is that I got some place to put something. Yeah, it went good. It went quick too. Try that again. Slipped. I'm sorry if I'm not talking much. I'm trying to knock these out. And that spinning blade's a little on the scary side. .99% of what I do is done on the table saw. Well, thanks for the host, Spidey. I got a feeling this is probably going to be a long stream. Maybe. We've done a lot of upgrades. I probably could have started streaming earlier, but I had to fix the arm that holds the camera that I got mounted on the kiosk. Seems like when I first started building them, I did it with pine. That soft wood kept splitting. So I upgraded it to plywood. And the plywood seems to be holding a lot better. Oh. Well, if I make too many of these steak pieces, or the dog-eared pieces, you'll have dog-eared tongue depressors that taste like cedar. All right. That was pretty good because usually it's 5 minutes of setup on the SAR, and then 2 cuts and it's done. Boy, I tell you what though, it smells really good in here. Hey, Ichabod, what's happening? It smells really nice in here because of all that cedar. Smells like an old lady's closet. Ugh. Let's see which one it is. Sorry about sitting my back of my head. I've been using this one a lot. Well, how so I went to the other screen, huh? Let's go to this one here. There we go. Yeah, I've been cutting it kind of close. I don't know how well you can see that. We got a soft mark through here, and we kind of trimmed the edges down over here a little bit too. Some homemade stuff. Are you answering chat when people are asking me questions? Because I am totally...
I'm kind of like trying to say hi to everybody, but it's kind of hard on that phone because it's got such a tiny little screen.
We'll go get the tablet. Oh, wow.
It does so
Go
much.
get the tablet in there. And then bring the power cord too to plug it in. So this way it won't time out on you. I'm setting this up to 1.5 inches. Okay, first thing, unplug it. I do like my fingers. So now I'm going to take those 24-inch pieces, and I'm going to rip it down to 1.5 inches. It's right about there. And I never trust that. And I'll move it in a little bit. There we go, right there. And now since just about everybody's coming over here to see if I'm going to keep my fingers on this thing. And I know you can't see. Let me move a camera so this way you can get a better view of what's going on, maybe. The beam is in the way. That's pretty tight. Okay, that should be a little bit better, huh? Everybody happy with that? Okay, so we're ripping these bad boys into sticks. They're going to be 1.5 inches wide. And I'm going to use this guy here, which is called a gripper. And the blade goes through here. This way I can hold it and control it while everything else is going the other way. The other thing is I'm going to try to find a kind of a flat side because I didn't do much of fixing these up. Of course, you can't cut nothing unless you plug it in.
So do I have to ask permission to show it? I don't know how to do that on here, but...
Permission?
Permission to show a link?
Yeah. Copy the link. No.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, it's a gripper. No, I think you could put him up there. Because I'm pretty sure that you are I got you as something. A most beautiful and loving wife. I think that they accept that as being somebody important. Okay, see ya. Okay, while I'm doing this and I can talk, I better lower that blade a little bit. About like that. Come on, shoot back. That's how these get cut. And you know what? There's a safety thing on them because when you cut in them, green stuff flies all over the place. And man, this stuff stinks when you cut it. Okay. Get back at it. The other thing you might notice that blade's got to come down a little bit yet. The other thing that you might notice too is that I stand to the side when I'm running this. Being left-handed, this is original. This is a challenge. And the reason for that is if something should go wrong and the blade catches it and shoots it back, I'm not going to get hit. That and the fact that I also make sure that the kiosk is on the other side because boy, I hate like I have to have one of those pieces of lumber go through my monitor. Although it might be interesting. Make good video, wouldn't it? Yeah. As a matter of fact, talking about the gripper, Jan and I, we won one last year for, what the heck was that we were doing? Through Maker's Care. Our thing is on there. Yeah, I guess. I saw a guy that was taking and he's trying to show how dangerous it was by trying to shoot a 2x4 through a door. And he dented the heck out of that door, but he ended up having to put a point on it to get it to go through the door. It's like, you know what? That wasn't a way to tell you how dangerous that is. The majority, in actuality, the majority of the dangerous things or injuries that happen on table saws are impact more so than cutting. Of course, you hear about the people that lost their finger and this, that, and the other, but more people are injured by kickback. Now, there have been kickbacks I've heard of that are so bad that'll knock you out, and people falling back into the blade and stuff like that, but that doesn't happen too often. Of course, that's what makes good stories. This is a prelude. You ain't seen nothing yet. Where'd it go? Yesterday, I spent I don't know how many hours cutting parts out. And then I got the coast because Jan figured out how to use a staple gun. And that was it. I was done. she wanted to build them. Kind of fun to watch somebody else do some woodworking in my shop. You know, for me, cutting and using a table saw is fun. But I can probably tell you that for people sitting there and watching, this is probably as interesting as watching somebody sand. Come on. All right. There's 2 of these per fence. Ugh. And I think she wants 5 of them. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, we got an extra one. See, I'm an overachiever, I tell you. All right, next setup. Yeah, you know what the problem is with saw stop, and it's in their advertisements. If you have wet lumber, like wet treated lumber and stuff like that, it'll shut it down. And that little thing that goes off, the little piece that comes apart, that comes off, you got to replace that every time it does that because it pops a gear in there and a fuse or something. And the next thing you know, is my underwear showing or something? They're not showing on the channel? You're supposed to be a mod. Well, what the heck? Yeah. Say no to crack. New bot. See what happens? Oh, cool. It worked. I got another one to add. She says she doesn't want to do it. I told her that's okay. This way she can walk around like she owns the place. I mean, that's pretty bad. My own wife ain't modding. Boy, I hope I spelled that right. Yeah, Iggy, so you're mod, so it's like, guess what? You now can fix my bot. I'm just kidding. Which reminds me, I don't know if I put you on my editor list. Okay, bear with me. Boy, I hope I spelled that right. Otherwise, some other guy that nobody knows is going to do that. Okay. Okay, we're back in business here. We're back in the business of monkey business. I think. You won't have to worry about it now. You should have permission, Miss Jan. I did that. Let's see. You can get a hold of me on. Oh, that's mine. Hey, I didn't know that. Yeah, I put all kinds of stuff in. I have no idea what's going on. Inkbot. Yeah, Anki. I dumped. It was just easier keeping it straight on. It was easier keeping it straight having hers on PhantomBot and me on Ink. But now I got a little bit of different deal hosting and running stuff. So most probably I'll end up putting her on Ink later after I figure out how to do it. Yeah, try it now. You should get at least 122 seconds. Okay, while we're doing all the bot stuff, I'm going to an inch. Let me set this up. I am going in for about an inch. And I don't know why, but ever since my dad taught me this, and ever since I was a little guy, I'd done this. You adjust this like you're tapping a baby's bottom. Just a little bit. Not enough to hurt or make him cry, but enough to move it over a little bit. And you just tap it over a little until you get it. One of these days, I'm gonna do like I'm gonna figure out a way to get down in here so you can see this blade all the way without busting my chops. But a blade, and I don't know, people may know this, but I'm gonna tell you anyway because I can. What the heck? I'm sending the wrong one. Actually, I'm not. Okay. Hey, Fake Bread, what's happening, man? Good morning. If you look at a saw blade, okay. All right. I don't know if you can see that too good. Maybe. Come on. First, I got to get it so you can see it. Okay. If you look at a saw blade, this is a carbide blade, and the carbide is actually that little tip. That's all it is. And it's usually soldered on there or welded. So, see you later, Spidey. Thanks. Alright, and now they have the distance, the little cut that's made, you know, when you if you cut them in half, you see that little thing in there, that's called a kerf. And the kerf is decided on by the width of that blade. And of course you're not going to see it because it is not going to okay, so we turn it in the opposite direction that we're looking. Okay, if you look at it real close, and of course it's not going to, this is a bad showing or something like that. Here, let's put my hand on top of it, huh? Anyway, it's a little bit wider on each side. And what will happen is that you want to measure to the one that's bent towards the stock that you want to keep. And what that does is that'll give you the size. Because if you go to this middle piece and you measure to here, you're going to lose almost an eighth, or I'd say probably 16 to a 32nd of an inch, which doesn't sound like much, but you'd be amazed. It could make some major differences when you're trying to fit stuff together. Especially if you're making all these things that you want to fit real tight. Like this. This is rustic. And I'm a rustic kind of guy. Oh, cool. Thanks, Iggy. And then it helps if you lock it down too, you know. Let's do that again. Do some baby bottom tapping. that air compressor is annoying, and I probably would turn it off, except Jan's going to be needing it. And right now, the way I got all the wiring and everything, I can't get back to it to shut it down, so I'm terrible sorry. All right, there we go. All right, now we're going to cut all these real thin. And to do that, I may need some help. Always have a finger. A wooden finger. Yeah, a wooden finger. Okay, here we go. Fire in the hole. Hey, didn't blow a fuse. That's a first. Well, that ain't right. No. That's a little short for being an inch, ain't it?
You mean wide?
No, a little short. It's supposed to be an inch wide.
That's why I cut.
Talk less, measure more. Hey, you know what? I know what to do.
What do you know to do?
Okay. That's a little closer. Here, I'm going to give you the helm.
Not yet.
Yeah, here.
What am I supposed to do with the helmet?
Talk. Just in here. Here, I'm going to give you the helm. I can't handle it. You may want to check this out here.
Oh, so I get to stand and read? Man, I graduated from not being able to post in 120 minutes to, 120 seconds to. Sorry,
Why
I got.
does that sound like talking Tom?
Sorry, but I got my phone on and the volume's up, and I just heard myself repeat everything.
Let's turn the volume off.
Oh, so now they get to see my back.
Yeah, you have to learn how to control that box. Because you're a programmer now.
Yeah, right. Terrified Miss, thank you for the follow.
You know what? I need a thing. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, but it's hard for me to read this on this thing and still be aimed. There I am.
It's a lot tighter than it was, huh?
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Did you show them what the panels look like when they're finished?
No.
Silly. Did you show them what the panels look like?
I might turn around and throw it to that camera.
I don't know if you can see this or not, because now I can't see, but this is the panel for the gnome garden. This is the back side of it. And turn it around, and this is what the front side looks. It's about 2 foot wide. And it's about, if I can find a tape measure here, I'll tell you just how tall it is. It's about 16 inches tall, but there'll be about 4 inches in the ground. So the whole idea was to have something to keep the pea gravel from escaping. So what it'll do is this will sit flush against the ground, and then we'll put the pea gravel's already in. We got to go with some other kind of, I don't know, either mulch or stone or something. But it's pretty cool, and they're pretty easy to put together. You'll see in a few minutes how easy they go together. Hey, thanks, Wood and Metal Shop, for stopping by. So you're making an outfeed table, huh, Fake Beard? Are you going to stream making your outfeed table, or are you just making your outfeed table on your own?
So you can lift it up.
Yeah. Jim brought me a tablet because reading this off a cell phone, I only get to see part of the chat room, and that's kind of interesting because the last thing I saw was Jim having his undies hanging out, and I know we moved on past that. I understand, Fake Beard. Sometimes it's a pain to try to stream and hear over the top of all the tools as I'm screaming over the air compressor.
Let's power if we need it. You want me to put chat out real big like I did last time?
If you want.
I want you.
So are you working on my dog ears?
Yes. Well, I was.
You was?
So I got sidetracked.
Well, here, take your...
Oh, that's okay.
Yes.
There's what?
Take your headphones back, and I'm going to start setting up.
There's chat. There's chat in the other. When you get in here, it'll come up and it'll tell you. You got to get this off of here, though.
Because I got almost enough boards to make that.
You got enough boards?
I got enough boards to make one.
Okay, Fake Beard, thank you very much. Ooh, an outfeed table. Oh, I want to see that. Yeah, I'm still working on mine. I've been here a year already. Okay. So, my outfeed table is a temporary deal. It's a couple of sawhorses holding up a piece of flooring. When I get done building the one I want, it'd be nice. It's gonna have a lot of storage. I want it to be as wide as my table or my saw. Okay, we're back to it. Now that Jan can watch chat. Hopefully. There we go. Fire in the hole. Now when I get done with this, I will have to take them over to chop saw, and I'm going to cut the corners off it so it looks kind of dog-eared. Come on, lay flat. I think what I want to do next time, when it's something like this, I'm going to figure out a way to post a picture in the corner. Bye. I almost did an 8-foot table here. I'm glad I didn't. That might got a little hairy. And it's kind of funny. I really don't need hearing protection for this saw. It's a super sucker. Let's go cut a few dozen more of these. Shoo-dooby-dooby. Shooby-dooby-doo. I'm starting to look like a production shop, huh? Fire in the hole. See, if I had this set up right, I could have. I'd have these running right off the end of the outfeed table and dropping into a box, huh? That's the way the production guys would do it. I'm gonna have a lot of these left over. I'm gonna be having all kinds of cedar stirring sticks. Come here. Come here. My helper's not here. That blade's about had it, I think. May have to clean it. Today's supposed to be her day off. She's still working. Now, back in the old days, before I got super safety conscious, I never turned it off. I just keep it running and go over there and grab that stuff. One time I went to grab one from the back side and I twisted just enough. They kicked out. And that was in the garage that we had when we were living in Chicago with my dad's table saw, and he didn't have the riving knife and all that stuff. And that bugger took off and I had to replace the window. Fortunately, nobody got hurt. Well, I did. I got a pretty good whooping for using that table saw without my dad being around. Then I learned how to replace windows. Alright, let's see what we can do here. This was kind of crooked. Not too bad. Yeah, my dad had an old craft 8-inch Craftsman circular saw, and he did everything with it. We didn't own a router. He had a shaper blade for it. Had a dado blade that looked like brand new because he says for as long as it took him to set that dado blade up, he can just do it with a single blade back and forth. And they were always 1/8 inch cut. Didn't use thin kerf. Whoop. Come on. I need a junk build up on the inside. I blew a fuse. Well, it's a good thing I don't have it set up. This thing plugged into the same one. This is the first. No, and I gotta wait for the air compressor to quit. I mean, it's time for coffee. Hey, that little tablet over there on the side where she put it, that's pretty good. Except I can't see nothing. Wow. Wow, and it lists the hosts and stuff like that. Wow, that's pretty snazzy. Now, why isn't this thing don't want to go? Don't make me pull this apart. Binding up. One of the bad parts about ZT plates, every once in a while they float around and bind up a little. Well, I'm going to have to reset my saw. Might be full of sawdust and binding up. Because I think it was kind of plugged before. That's the other bad thing about these newer saws. I got the deal in it for a vacuum. But if you don't have vacuum hooked up on it, it'll plug up. Alright, let's see what happens. Everybody keep your hands away. It's time for a new ZT fence. I think I got wore out. It's about the third time that's happened in the past couple of days. Sometimes that ZT will twist and bind it. And this is only a horse. There's only one horse, so it's a little light. That and this blade is all starting to. There's no bearing. I ain't playing the bearing, but that doggone blade wobble. It's got just a hair wobble in it. That blade's about had it. He's been binding up and dying on me. That's close up. Gee, I hope that's the right size. Oh. And who says woodworking doesn't give you exercise? Good tunes. I couldn't get the thing to start. That blade's binding up on my ZT.
You change the blade?
Huh? See?
Did you change the blade?
I had a bad blade. Blade shot. Either that or the motor's going out. I don't think so. It was cutting everything else real good. He was a happy camper. This thing works as good as my bot does. What we'll do is when you get ready to start shooting, we'll move the camera over there. So they can see what you was doing. But by that time, I'll be close to done. I really like not to have to shut this thing off. Like an old car that doesn't start. Working fine now. I think I flexed this blade one too many times. That's what's wrong with them thin curves. Ah, I got one left. Oh, the lady across the street showed me her marijuana plant with all the buds on it. No, that wasn't marijuana. What is that? Chrysanthemum? You saw it. It was the one right around the corner. With all the white stuff on it. Gardenia. Gardenia, marijuana, it's all the same. It grows. Oh, and you know what? That stuff we thought was catnip, it's rye. Rye, like rye bread? It's rye. That's all it is. So I still gotta find catnip seed.
Did you explain you can't run the saw and the air compressor at the same time?
Huh?
Did you explain you cannot run the air compressor and the saw at the same time?
No.
Because it blows.
I might have. Huh. Trying to run the saw blows the fuse nowadays. I'm running this whole shop on one outlet. I have extension cords all over the place, but that's okay because I'm running my my shop on one internet. So I got internet wires spread all over the place. This is starting to look like the old days when I was in ham radio and CB and stuff. I can't get rid of that image. See, now it starts flying. Whoops. Hey, let's turn it over and see what happens. Same stuff, different day. Soft spot. Hey, that's pretty good. I need to put a little gauge in there so they'll just shoot them off the side. Alright, well.
Now you gotta make dog ears?
Now I gotta do dog ears. I don't know how they're gonna be able to see that.
Where's my steaks? Is that all my steaks?
No, I don't have any steaks yet. Well, those are the ones, yeah. I don't know if you got enough of them. Gotta move my dancing partner around. I'll be glad when I get them cabinets made.
Enough.
So I got room on there.
I got enough.
You do? I got a
just
few
need-
more over here.
I just need
6.
56 dog ears.
You're gonna have some cedar tongue depressors. Okay, so I know you guys can't see
I
this.
see paint stirrers in our future.
What?
I see paint stirrers in our future.
Yeah. You'll be able to tell the story about how you did that. You know what? Oh, look it. They'll be able to see my back. All right. Now I feel like Bonsai Baby. Except she's already figured out where she's gonna put them. It's always a challenge. It's always something different. Hey. I gotta make a different arm for this one. I like GoPro stuff, isn't it? Kind of sucks big eggs. Oh, let's see here. Let's go to the stand cam. Well, that's good. And then we'll go over here. Whoops. Shooby dooby dooby. Shooby dooby doo. Shooby dooby dooby. Doot doot doo. Oh, wow, look at that. Bring it in close like that, and we can really see fingers fly.
Don't say that.
Okay.
Don't forget the blue tape.
It's on there. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Ready, ready, ready. Shooby dooby dooby. You know what? I'm just thinking about it. I'm singing in this mic and everybody in the world is hearing this. Hey, y'all know I get paid good money not to sing.
I was dancing a while ago.
Works for me. I do. Oh, wait a minute. I don't dance because of the music.
I got to make a lot of steps today.
Walk around the table. Do what I'm doing.
That's all upper body movement.
Like that. Isn't that the way Talk does it? Oh, wow. I'm on camera. Hey, I need light. Hey, let there be.
Why don't you open the other garage door?
Huh?
Why don't you open the other garage door?
Uh-uh.
What?
No. because I can't reach it. I'm too short. Okay, so what I'm going to do is spin it the other way first. Ooh, air guitar. I got to get back there. I can't run this one at all with that because they're both on the same plug circuit. Silence is golden, golden. That won't be for long. I think we're going to have to figure out a way to go and run this thing and drop it down the middle or something, huh? Because it don't lay flat. This cable. Maybe have to get a kit. Because I think I got enough cable. And just take and put a plug there. And run it up there and then drop it down. So that it kind of like swings back and forth. The entertainment you get. Yeah, I was sitting at work and watching this Twitch thing, and there was this old man on there, and yeah, some crazy old man sitting there swinging his arms back and forth like he was a nut job. All right, so what we do is I got this lined up, and I got through advanced calculation, or at least 50, 60 of them adjusting it back and forth. I found out that I can turn around. I can take this right here, set it there, and cut a little bit of corner off of it, and it makes it look like kind of pretty looking dog ears. Because we got to have dog ears. You know, this is Two Dog Barking Workshop. See? Something like that. Boy, that thing ain't focusing for smart. I don't know what camera that is. That's a 9. I don't know if that's a 920, boy. It don't focus for nothing. It's so confused. So hey, hey, hey. You know, I probably could set it up so that this thing's on, the sound coming out is on speakers. Because except for all the people following and stuff like that. Not now. I only got like 2 million more of these to go, huh? See, right about now, Bonsai would stop and have some kind of crazy thing go on. But you know what? Jim doesn't do that. Because Bonsai is younger than this old man, and she moves. I've seen times when she has trouble moving around back in there. You know dang well what's going to happen to me. I was watching her doing push-ups one day, and I got tired just watching. See, normally what I try to do when I'm doing a stream is I usually try to cut everything before I get on stream. So this way it's just basically assembly. But there are times that cutting and showing all the, you know, showing the boring stuff and some of the safety that's involved with that is important too. All the repetitive stuff. And this is almost like a production deal ideology, just because we got so many of them to do. You know, after seeing this, now I know why that people buy the stuff pre-cut. And I think if I had to make these little ones like this for somebody, for like to sell somewhere, I'd charge $1.50 a board too. Oh no, that was $2.50 a board, wasn't it? So I told the lady across the street, I kind of warned her, I said, yeah, I says, I'm on TV. I tried to explain to her what Twitch was, and it was better off just telling her I'm on TV. Really? You're a TV star? I said, yeah, we're doing TV. We're broadcasting TV from the house. Oh, really? Is that legal? Yeah, it's okay. Everybody does it. Now, of course, these look kind of, everybody's sitting there going, gee, you know, those sticks look kind of thick. You're right. They are. I'm going to split them in half. And I'm going to do it on table saw. I bet there's a lot of guys sitting there going, boy, I'm sure glad that I turned. I go stir crazy cutting all them little pieces. Well, you know what? I am going stir crazy. Jiminy Christmas. There are guys that do this for like model railroads, and they're a lot smaller. They actually got little, real little dinky chop saws. You know, these are big enough to hold with and hold and play with and stuff like that. But boy, I'll tell you what, those guys that do that for model railroad and stuff like that, boy, that must be nuts. Uh-oh, I'm getting that Jim Dollins here. Yeah. So you know, huh? Terrified? You know, I'm taking a little break. I probably should stand like this, but that's uncomfortable, so I'm gonna stand here. You guys can stare at the empty spot. uh, yeah, I couldn't do what Bonsai's doing. I gotta give her credit for that. She she's an interesting person, and she's very talented. And I bet you she's great with kids. Uh, and I saw they were watching a movie or something like that, and the two of them got together. Her and her husband, I don't know what his name is, Mr. Bonsai, and boy, they had a good time at that movie. It kind of reminded me of this house. After we got married, who was it that said that? Somebody talked about, Jan, you look so happy. And that's because I threatened to do different things. I threatened to do different things that are kind of lewd and stuff like that to make her smile. And then while she's laughing at me because she knows I'm full of bull, I snap a picture. So she's always looking happy. Hey, you can't start that until somebody's watching you. Keeping me honest. I mean, you honest. They're going to say stuff like, Jan, that's a little crooked. Jan, you got to go a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Hey, make sure you show them how to use that piece. How to use that setup tool, so this way they'll catch you if you put it in the wrong spot. She can tell you that story. I'm not saying that. See, she's sneaking around over there. She's setting her spot up. She's gonna use the output table, and she's setting that up so that she looks professional. Boy, that's a stack of them boogers. Boy, howdy. The last two. Hey, you're not planning on making any more of these after this, are you?
Not right now.
Not right now. Oh, man. And see, here's the bad part. I'm the one that said, hey, that looks pretty good. Maybe we ought to run them across the front of the house. Okay. So, do you have enough to start?
Yeah.
Okay, well then,
Enough to make one.
make one.
So we want to go ahead and go through a couple stacks. Because we can't run the air compressor and the table saw.
Yeah, I can't run the air compressor on the table saw. But this here, I kind of like. I think you should take the helm again, because I'm going to be splitting these, and I'll show everybody how to do this, and then we're going to have to go.
Artifacts. You got to make a house and a tractor, so you know exactly the fences in.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Well, now, I don't know if you heard, we had just upgraded our computers. And so we went from old AMD dual cores to now we're running old AMD 6 cores. It's a little bit better technology. But boy, I tell you what, you should see how fast that tractor goes when she fires up that Farmville. Man, that thing flies. I keep telling her she needs to put wings on it.
Except right on play Farmville.
Well, yeah. Well, oh yeah, that's right. That's Robert that does that. All right, I'm gonna show this. Well, I'm not gonna show squat until I get it. I get stuff moved around, ain't I? And I have to kind of figure out where I'm gonna put this so you can see. You know, I really can't say much because I do this. I do this on uh farm real. I do this when I was doing when I was taping for making videos. But where am I? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to show you here. I got this neat tool because I can't measure for poop, and I take it. Can you see that? Yeah. Wow, that looks like a big piece. And I just take this thing like this, and I go up and down and find center. Of course, it never does center right. There it is. Why is it digging in like that? Soft wood. It's okay, so there's center. All right. Now what I'm going to do, it's actually, when you think about it, it's easier to do this stuff without not measuring than it is to do measuring, because you're more accurate because you're fitting it to the piece. As long as you keep thinking about that, whatever the heck it is, that doomawhoppy. Hey, you know, that doesn't look too bad. Of course, then again, I'm like on the other side of the garage, so everything looks pretty good. It's a little funny. Man, it looks awful dusty. Oh, it's my glasses. Never mind. It's going to be fun picking up afterwards, huh? Baby, don't you want to... Okay, so what I do now is, I'm just going to kind of ballpark it. I could measure this, and I could set stuff up, and I could do my depth, but I'm lazy. That should be it. Yeah, close enough. Since this shifts anyway. Look at that, right down the halfway mark. Boy, you'd think I was doing this for a living. Okay, I'm not doing it for a living. Alright, so now, I don't... We locked? Yeah, we're locked. Okay. Okay, so we got that set. We got this set. This is down. That's going to cut. That blade's too short. Gonna have to change the blade because it's too short. There it is. This is how I got my shaved, my little shaving here. This is actually thinner than this other one is. Okay, so we take a stack of them. Timber! And what will happen is half of them will be on the catch tray, and the other half will be on the floor because they'll shoot back. Okay, here we go. Fire in the hole. And it started. Wow, that's pretty close. I don't know what I did wrong. Come on, get down. You guys can't see what I'm doing, can you? Can they see? Can you see? Well, one's a little thin. That's all right. Got that arts and craftsy look. Actually, they're pretty close. And yes, there are better ways to do that. I got my measuring devices and stuff. Except I got so much stuff piled up, I can't get at nothing. I normally have, I've got a lot of my tools back sitting over here in a, they're all on wheels, so I roll them around. And I got them all parked in one spot. And it's real hard getting back into where I got it. And then I put the kiosk in the wrong place and everything. I put this together, I got set up in a hurry. Gee, I wonder if I'd have turned that one around, if that would have been a little bit thicker. Hey, well, I may be grinding them staples down. I may be grinding some of them staples down. Look at that. Kind of thin. Whoops. Oh. I caught the gripper ripper again. Whew. Man, that stinks. Ugh. Come on. Ah. Oh. What? What's dusty? You could say that. Who's dusty? Me or the camera? Yeah. You lost the what?
The chat on your tablet.
Hey, cool. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
That was cool. How'd you do that?
I don't know.
Oh, I know how. I think it's coming back up. I think you got to plug it in. Might have to plug it in. Okay, chat should be coming up. Should be coming back. But I'll tell you what, this dust smells good. It may be dusty, but boy, it smells good. These things are awful bowed. Warped. These boards. Don't start. You won't be able to start clicking until I'm done cutting. Good thing square isn't imperative here on this project. See? What a deal. Somebody asked me what I do for a hobby. I tell them I take big sticks and make them little sticks. And then try to put them together again and make them big sticks. They never come out right. That's my dad used to always say. Come on, cut. Huh. Shooby like and dooby doo. Hey, this one's got half a dog ear. Let me say, this one's got bed face. Like Princess. Princess is one of the other dogs. She's the friendly one. Oh, that, yeah. I got a feeling out. Tomorrow will be some intimate times with the vacuum cleaner and the broom.
Nah, blower.
Got a big enough fan, yeah. Nothing. Just watch for the little, the little dinkies on the bottom. Places that the saw didn't want to chew on. If I had better teeth, I'd chew on them. Come on, come on, come on. Huh? So you want me to quit? Aw, I was having fun.
For now.
Huh?
For now.
Huh?
For now.
I heard that part. Huh? Okay, so do you want to move that in so people can watch you? You're facing inward, or do you want to?
I can stand on the outside.
Okay, do you want me to move it? So it's in a little bit? Okay, we got to change the set. Although, you know what? You don't have to worry about that. Because I can, I think I can do.
Outside, so I can stand on that side.
No, you can stand on that. Can you stand on that side? You want to come in?
I don't care.
Do you want to come in out of that sun?
I don't. Well, right now it's not sunny,
Okay.
but my table's ass backwards. But that's easy to fix.
No, that's okay. Grab that end. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm going to have to set these down so they don't fall.
That's fine.
Because it's really hard to justify that. Replace them. Okay. Oh, I'm being a wise guy over here and nobody can see what the hell I'm doing anyway.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
That means you're facing that way. This way I can have two cameras on you.
Cameras, no waiting.
Yeah, everybody can watch you.
And they gotta watch me fight with the
Yes.
cord to the
Yes.
staple gun.
Oh, hey.
Huh.
That's a little tight.
What?
Hang on a second, gang.
I probably am gonna need more.
Uh-oh.
Maybe not.
Oh. Come on. I have to readjust the zoomy. Okay. Just a second. Can you see that?
What?
Can you see the screen? How's that?
Can I see the chat?
No, don't worry about chat. Well, that's a good picture of your feet. Somebody's gonna come in here and go, nice foot, woman. Oh, okay. Don't worry, I'm getting another angle here.
I didn't say nothing.
I was. Did that help any?
I'm not in the dark. You are.
I'm always in the dark. What difference does it make? Okay, that's the first one. Okay, one more, 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that. Oh, looky. Ooh.
Everybody's seasick.
Wait a minute. Oh, that's nothing. You should have seen the last time I did it. I was carrying that thing around like this, waving it around.
So
I was waiting to hear it. They won't be able to hear you till I give you the helm. Yeah, helmet, helm, earbuds, whatever. Okay, this is going to be as soon as I get this set up. Okay, almost. I think. What am I doing? Oh, I'm going to the video capture device. Wave. Okay. That's the best I'm going to do on Zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. How'd that look? Okay. 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 Here is my better half with the better half of the show. As I stand in front of that. Oh, look at that guy. He's a family show. I should have never showed him down here. You know what he jumped off of? My head.
Good morning, everybody. Don't know if you can hear me or not, but I'm about to put the fence together. What we have here is we have a little device that Jim made for me to make sure that everything goes together so it's all even, so it's all uniform. This has been an adventure because before he marked on it to show me where they went, I had big issues. I guess maybe because I worked on it all day yesterday. So anyway, what we do is it actually spaces them the exact amount. And how it starts out is I use the two long boards and I put the first one in. I'm going to staple these so you'll hear a little bit of noise.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be wet.
And I'm just using a regular standard staple gun. Had it for several years. We bought it to do roofing with. I need more cord. Making sure everything is all squared up. I'm gonna hit it. Kind of knew where my staple was on that one because I ran out of staples last night. Then I'm just gonna move to the other end.
We got room for this. Can you see that from here? Can you see that?
Mm-mm. And I'm just going to staple. I'm just going to keep moving back and forth. And this will space these to the correct space.
How's that?
I still can't see it. It's too much glare.
Oh, I can't control the glare. But people are trying to talk to you. So I have to walk up and here. Everybody's seeing my back.
Thank you, Artifacts, for the welcome. Forgot to mention I'm the other half of the Two Dogs Barking workshop.
Oh, I just unplugged it. Hey, you know what? You're not going to be typing. How about that? Pick it up as you need it. Oh, look at this. I'm like the 16th right? Yeah. Keep talking. Babble, babble.
So I'm just going back and forth with these until I get to a point where my little guide here doesn't fit anymore. Then I'll just eyeball it and see about what the middle is. And then that's where I'll put my very last one of the picket fence. And as you can see, I'm down to the last one. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I just kind of eyeball it, make sure that it's about centered. And there's the first panel. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's the first panel. So now that I got these all on here, I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to install the stakes. So how we get it in the ground. This is the fun part because I never used a drill till yesterday. So I'm just going to take it right to the very edge, kind of drill toward the center. Hope it doesn't split, because I've split a few. And then I'm going to screw this side down. And this is the tricky part, because sometimes I don't know my own drill strength. And I've drilled a few of them through the other side, so we've used other various instruments to fix my mistakes, like a Dremel, to cut the screw heads off because I didn't know what I was doing. Well, I guess maybe I should drill the hole first. This is one of those star bits. I don't know if anybody knows what they are. Probably everybody knows but me. This is a T20. And when you buy these exterior screws from the big box store, they include one of these little bits in there, but it's only about yay long. And I kept losing it inside the drill.
And they're her favorite color, so she doesn't move them very often now.
So now I have some longer ones that are my favorite color, purple. And so I'm using those now. Okay, so we got one end done. We're going to move to the other end. Okay, and now I'm going to take and put my screw in here with my star head driver. Screw it down kind of slow because I don't want to poke it through the other side.
Hey.
And as you notice, I'm kind of fighting with this because I'm still not real good at doing this yet.
Doing fine.
Okay, and we get done and we have a panel. As completed, it'll fit into the ground just like it sits. This will be flush against the ground. Thanks, Mr. Air Compressor. And we're down to like only 6 more to go. Welcome, Ignacio. Sorry I missed you. Artifacts, welcome. Okay, next I'm going to lay out the next one, and I'm just going to keep doing this until I get the desired amount of these, which is, I believe, 6 more. Again, I'm going to use my little trusty measure device that makes them to where they're perfectly spaced.
That's a jig.
It's a jig?
Yeah. And they can't hear me.
Huh?
I don't think they can hear me all the way over here.
Oh.
So tell them about how you like your little thing, your favorite color.
It takes 8 of these to create a board. So I try to get them picked out first so that I can grab them kind of quick.
Yeah, so they're kind of the same size.
And I mean, you see me turning them over, it's because I'm trying to find the best side. Like this one's got a lot of kind of rough looking on it. I want it to kind of be all the same uniform.
Either all rough or all smooth.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm flush up against the board. Unbury the staple gun. And I just knocked it all out of whack. Okay, so we'll start all over again. Why is this board not playing with me?
Which board? You got pieces underneath it?
Uh-uh.
Guess what? They're off space with it. It fights it.
I mean, it's just like it's shade off.
The board? Yeah.
It's just like it's shade off.
It's like production work.
Huh?
It's like production work.
Yeah. Very repetitive. This workbench I'm working on, this is one of Jim's projects, and I tell you what, I love it. Believe me, it's been definitely worthwhile.
That's the first stream I made. It's in the thing. It's the output table. I'm in a little box.
Okay, so now I got one end together. Here's my other side.
I think all the power is all seen.
All right, now we got going. Well, I would be too, because this is kind of boring.
Yeah, repetition, you know. That's okay.
And it goes really good until you run out of staples.
Oh, hey.
Huh.
Nothing. Keep going. I'm in front of the camera. Everybody's probably saying, well, no, these guys aren't very professional. How about if I put these
Well, you
over
know,
here?
I do have a day job.
Yeah, but I don't. Well, yeah, I have a different day job tomorrow. No dust Tuesday.
Well, you know, sometimes people need things to sleep by. Which would be fine if that air compressor stopped going on and off. Okay, another panel done. We just got to put our little stakes on there so that we can get it in the ground. And I'm going to pick a couple of stakes here. And that one's not quite where it's supposed to be, but you know what? I didn't break the wood, so I'm good.
I was thinking about it. Those tools that you're using,
Uh-huh.
they're older than some of the kids that are streaming.
I don't know if nobody's talking in chat or this computer's so slow that we're not going to know till it's all done. Huh?
Everybody's sleeping.
Everybody sleeping? Okay.
Or, I don't know. Hi, whoever showed up and came in. Oh, sure, it's quiet. We're not talking. Nothing's going on. And the air compressor's not kicking in.
Well, yeah. The air compressor's like Princess. It has to get a word in whenever you're doing something really important.
Maybe we should change this to the one compressor working, one compressor running. Because every 12-month stream that I've had to run that compressor. I feel so bad.
Man, this would be awful tedious if I had to switch bits between every single one of these builds. Okay, and there's another panel done. Right now we're sitting at about 5 panels. I had done about 3 of them last night, so we'll hopefully be able to get done here pretty quick and go finish building our fence. Our fence, it's going to go around our flower garden. And again, I'm using my little handy spacer. Try to line it up.
We're going to have a night stream with a bonfire to burn all our scrap. We probably should wait till it's about 100 degrees outside.
100 degrees out and you want a bonfire? Are you crazy?
This is a pretty good collab.
Huh?
This is a pretty good collaboration. I guess we're still on. I guess we are.
All right. And once you do these a little bit, you kind of get it lined up. You can get a rhythm going. Well, I like to tell myself that, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. All right, so as I said, this is pretty quick, pretty easy. It's just a matter of measuring. It's pretty repetitious. All right. I'll find me a couple more stakes here. And I don't know, maybe I'm just funny like that, but I try to make sure it's the same type of stake. Not that it probably matters. Wow, you got a really wide one here.
Thick one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just grabbed a bunch of straps lying around and put it on there.
Okay.
Think we should call it a day when you get those done?
Huh?
Think we should call it a day when you get those done?
Yeah, when we get these done, then we should call it a day, because,
We'll have to wake everybody up instead.
yeah. Then we'll post pictures on Instagram of what the flower garden looks like.
Yeah, I think I got Instagram.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're out again.
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston. A long walk to get to Houston.
I love Ryobi.
I trade you.
Thank you.
Oh, the camera? That's on.
Uh-oh. Maybe your drill bit the dust.
Maybe. Can you squeeze it?
Oh, I must have hit the thing. That battery might not be dead.
That way.
It might be that your wife isn't smarter enough to run the drill. Or the other thing.
I think the battery's going on that one too.
Apparently when you hit the button over there, it
Box it.
takes it out of gear and won't let you start it.
Yeah. Kind of like an automatic. That's just in case.
Well, you know, I've had a learning experience with the handy dandy tools. It's been a lot of firsts. Had my first experience with the weed eater.
Oh, that was fun.
And an edger. And a hedger.
Yeah, well, that was the battery one.
And a cultivator. And several other small 18-volt tools. My favorite has got to be the blower. Man, I can create more dust than anybody else could possibly imagine, but I love it.
Yeah, she's dying to get in here and use that thing in here.
I told Jim that that'd be a good deal is to just use it in the two dogs barking workshop. Keeps telling me no. I don't know why. I'm thinking just, clear out some of that dust. Well, he doesn't share my sense of humor, apparently. Hey, there's a heist going on. Woohoo!
Oh, we both won.
Who did?
On a hike.
Who won?
The artifact and I started the hike. I think the artifact is the only one that's awake. Maybe I gotta up the percentage points though. I hope they didn't hear that.
What?
What I just said.
And I sure don't sound like those riffer guys do. They get that staple gun going, man, and it's all over, but not me. I'm putzing along here.
That's okay, I putz too.
That's pretty sad. I think my little steak's kind of crooked.
Your what?
My steak's crooked. Hmm.
Hey. Next time we'll get it. Hopefully we'll get stuff organized enough that we can set this kiosk up, and I got to decide here and set up the workbench. Oh, but that workbench is too hard for you to work on.
What workbench?
That workbench.
I don't know.
It's the same height as the output table.
Yeah. Remember, I had a hard time last night on those
Yeah.
other tables because they're taller than me. Of course, that's pretty much everything's taller than me.
Am I gonna have to make a little platform for you to stand on?
Maybe.
See, a lot of people are having lunch now, so it's probably slowing down.
Ah.
You got pretty good music?
Mm-hmm. Bless you.
Thank you. I might have to do the next project off stream, running the air compressor, so I use my new staple gun, or my new nail gun. I don't think that too many people mind this. I feel sorry for people that get in here with their headphones on.
Yeah. Yeah, headphones and listening to the air compressor and all these tools. I'm hearing it's noisy, so I can imagine what being sitting in there with your headphones on is like.
Yeah, having the riding frame comes, and all of a sudden it goes over the top. Oh.
And we have us another picket fence.
Boy, you're knocking them out.
I got like one more to make. That'll give us 8. I'll have to see where we're at after that.
I think we'll be caught up.
This is the part I don't like, is there's like no organization.
Where? For me?
No, for me, I mean, I'm used to like making it like an assembly line, and I can't do that because I don't have,
Enough room?
I don't know if it's that or I got way too many mechanical devices.
I'll be right back. I need something. You need some water?
Huh?
You need some water?
Yeah, please. Sorry this is so boring. Also learned yesterday, don't staple in the knots because they like to break. So I'll try to keep my knots out of the way. Oh, see, they don't even, that one's already broke. So as a fence post, that won't last very long. Ow. I think I got a sliver. And the last one, we're gonna eyeball it. And I ran out of staples. That's special. Well, I have to wait till Jim comes back because I don't know how to load it. So this gives me a chance to see what y'all are doing. I ran out of staples.
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah, I gotta have a staple gas station.
Okay.
Huh?
That's where it goes, right where it's at?
Yeah, but I'll do it. No, I gotta go to one of these other ones. This one right here missed a staple. There you go.
There I go.
There you go. All right, now we can flip it over. And put in the, excuse me while I get a drink.
Hey, no drinking on the job.
Well, you made a mess.
Yeah.
What isn't?
This thing.
Oh. Oops. I just dropped your battery.
Oh, that's okay. We'll just find another half dozen. Oh. camera. Well, maybe the other camera. Old fogies who justified. Oh, look at that. I'm not in any of this. Young guys like these guys. They're not going to pick it up. Old parts and
Okay, now I see how many nails I drove all the way through. Hoo-hoo, I must be getting better.
Huh?
Must be getting better. I didn't run any of them through on that one.
Cool.
All right, well, I'm going to give you back to the two dogs barking. And I'm going to finish up the last one. And I believe it's probably time for a raid.
Yeah, let's go do a raid. Cool, thanks. Hey, you know, it's getting late. She's going to finish up and we're going to go grab lunch. So, let me, I don't know. I don't want to be all muggy. So, since I can't even get it. Ooh, that's good music. Ooh. Here, let me, do something here real quick. Nope. That's not it. That's it. We'll reconfigure the video. Come on. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's get it back to zoom so this way you don't see all the hairs on my nose. Okay. 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 He keeps coming up here. Okay. Okay already. Whoa. Okay. We're going to set it up like that. Okay, let's go find somebody to do a raid on. Alright, we're not going to do a raid. We're just going to do a host because I'm out of raidness here. My machine's not raiding. Unless, does anybody want to do a raid? I'll holler out. Wow, I'm a little slow. Hey, Artifacts, thanks a lot, man. Have a good one. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for stopping by and spending the afternoon or the morning with us. Because we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and find somebody here who is streaming. Hey, the chef is on his long stream, and since I pulled a lot of you guys off of the chef, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and switch you over to the chef. How's that sound? I think that sounds like a pretty good idea. So, thanks everybody for watching and putting up with us, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to whoops. We're going to go ahead and we're going to switch over to John Reed. So thanks everybody. Have a good one. And, well, heck, it's not happening. Hang on a second. It will happen. Let's see. Okay. There we go. That should be it. Shooby dooby doo.